everybody. It is now time for the Scott Manning YouTube Sports Talk Weekend Wrap-Up. What a weekend in the sports world. Just today, we watched Helio Castroneves win his fourth Indianapolis 500. We watched Los Angeles Lakers get pushed to the brink as the Suns tied their series to two games apiece. We also watched a couple of Major League Baseball series, a couple of weekend series that had some great moments of them all. But first, we're going to go right out of the gate. I am not wasting time tonight. I'm going to go right into the show. We have a lot to cover here tonight. But first, I'm going to start it out with the best moment of the day. Helio Castroneves winning his fourth Indianapolis 500. He did it. Finally. After just coming so close so many times when it should have been his, but it wasn't. Helio got the job done today, and right after the checker flag, I was shaking. I wrote down a Facebook message that said something along the lines of, "It's all over. Helio has done it. He has won his fourth Indianapolis 500. Here are the final placings for this year's 500-mile speed classic. Helio Castroneves is the winner. Alex Palou in his second 500 finished second. Simon Pagenaud for the Penske team. The 2019 champion had a third-place finish. Pato O'Ward. A lot of people thought he could pull it off today. He finishes fourth. Ed Carpenter ran into some bad breaks early in the race. He came home fifth. Santino Ferrucci rounds out the top six. Sage Karam, one of the last row starters, comes home seventh today. Rinus VeeKay, he started on the front row. Had a pretty good car for most of the day. He finished eighth. Juan Pablo Montoya, the two-time champion, finished ninth. Tony Kanaan, he was my pick today. He came home 10th. Marcus Ericsson came home 11th on a nice run. Joseph Newgarden for the Penske team finished 12th. Connor Daly, he left some laps today, but unfortunately a late pit stop cost him and he finished 13th. Takuma Sato, the defending champion from last year and a two-time winner, came home 14th. J.R. Hildebrand, he finished 15th. Colton Herta, he led some laps today, but only managed to 16th. Scott Dixon, the pole sitter. He had a little bit of a rough go of it very early in the going. I'll get to that in a second. Scott Dixon, the pole sitter, finished 17th. Jack Harvey, an 18th place finish for him. Last year's pole sitter, Marco Andretti, did not have a good day as he only finished 19th. Scott McLaughlin, the highest finishing rookie, finishes 20th. James Hinchcliffe finished 21st. Ryan Hunter-Reay came home 22nd, the 2014 champion. Dalton Kellett, he finished 23rd today. Max Chilton finished 24th. Pietro Fittipaldi only could manage a 25th place finish today. Sebastian Bourdais came home 26th. Felix Rosenquist only could manage a 27th today. Ed Jones finished 28th. Alexander Rossi, the 2019 champion, had a bad day. He only finished 29th. Will Power, the 2018 champion, finished 30th. Samina Di Silvestro and the all-women team, they only could finish a 31st today. And rounding out the field in 32nd and 33rd, respectively, Graham Rahal and Stephen Wilson. This race saw records being broken today. We have a new race record of 190.690 miles per hour for 500 miles. And also, too, at age 46, Helio Castroneves has become the third oldest driver ever to win the 500, just behind Al Unser Sr. and Bobby Unser. Helio passed Gordon Johncock for third all-time on the oldest drivers list. It's now, to put it to you this way, Al Unser Sr. won the 500 just 4 days short of his 48th birthday. Bobby Unser, he won the 500 at age 47. Helio at age 46 becomes the third oldest man ever to win this year's 500, followed by Gordon Johncock, who won his second 500 in 1982 at the age of 45. The Mount Rushmore of four-time Indy champions is now complete. Helio did it. I've been watching reactions on YouTube all day after the checkered flag. It was something, this year's 500 was something to write home about. Helio did it. What can you say? There were only 2 cautions for the race, both of them for accidents. And this is where the first yellow of the day did not come out until after lap 30. Came out on lap 35 when Stephen Wilson hit the wall on pit road. Scott Dixon and Alexander Rossi had to make emergency pit stops. They tried to get 2 gallons of fuel in. They stalled their engines, lost a lap, could not get back into the thing. Now, Dixon did get back on the lead lap, but he only managed to 17th. Alexander Rossi had a bad day. And sometimes it happens in racing. He lost a couple of laps. It was just a nightmare for them. And Graham Rahal. And as far as Rahal goes, when he hit the wall, I think the Rahal Linneman Langham Racing team is going to be looking for a new rear tire changer. Because when he came out of the pit, when Rahal came out of the pits, the left rear was not securely on. The tire fell off the car. He spun and hit the wall. And thankfully, there was nobody around. And Connor Daly, who led some laps, hit Rahal's air and tire and sent it flying. Thank heavens it did not go up flying up into the grandstands, where there was no crowds around today in that area when he hit the wall. Graham Rahal had a great car. He could have had a car that could have gone to victory lane today. But sometimes it is unfortunate in the world of auto racing that sometimes you have bad breaks like that. But Helio, with a couple of laps to go, passed Alex Palou to take his second win to take his 4th Indianapolis 500 crown. I got to tell you something, though, before we move on. Coming down for the white flag, I'm thinking, when Helio caught that lap traffic, I'm thinking, oh, no, Palou's going to get him back. I was thinking, oh, Helio, hang on, baby. I was shaking on the last lap, and this is the truth. I was shaking at the end of this 500. But when Helio came across to win number 4, he set a new race record. It was a beautiful day in Indianapolis to see Helio Castroneves, Spider-Man, capture his 4th Indianapolis 500 crown in front of 135,000 race fans that packed the main straightaway. He was taking his moment of glory, and when he came back around, the fans were climbing the fence. They were doing their own Spider-Man impersonation. And the sweetest thing about the victory lane celebration is when Helio Castroneves threw some strawberry syrup into that bottle of milk and made it strawberry milk to match his fire suit. Now, how sweet is that? So now, with the 500 in the rearview mirror, what's next? The IndyCar Series goes on to Detroit for a pair of twin races. But this year's Indianapolis 500 was something to write home about. And already, they've already started the countdown to May 29th, 2022, and the 106th Indianapolis 500. Roger Penske is hoping for a full house next year. But what a 500 it was. And that's all I got to say about that. Okay. Let's move on. Now, the Indianapolis 500 was not the only big motor race going on tonight. The NASCAR Cup Series had their crown jewel event, the World 600. Kyle Larson came home the winner. He dominated that race, leading 327 laps. He had 3 straight second-place finishes, but tonight, he comes home the winner of the World 600. Kyle Larson was the winner. Chase Elliott got a second place, a 1-2 for the Hendrick team. Kyle Busch was third in the Toyota, and William Byron and Alex Bowman and the Hendrick Chevrolets round out the top 5. So once again, for the second time in 3 races, the Hendrick team has all 4 of their cars in the top 5. They had a 1-2-3-4 at Dover, but this time Kyle Busch kind of made himself a piece of Toyota in a Chevrolet sandwich, if you get what I mean. A great race tonight in the 600. Now it's on to Sonoma for the NASCAR Cup Series. And then everybody's been asking me, Scott, when's the All-Star event? The All-Star event is going to be next month, and it's going to be at the Texas Motor Speedway. I am actually looking forward to that this year. It's not in Charlotte like in years past. And by the way, sold out crowd at the Charlotte Motor Speedway tonight. That was great news in its own right. It was a beautiful thing. The 600, one of NASCAR's crown jewel events, was won by the Hendrick Racing Team and Kyle Larson. His second win of the season. It was a great race. Yes, Kyle Larson did lead 327 laps, but there was tons of racing all around him. And even he had got a piece of the action, if you get what I mean. Now, I just want to let you guys know that motor racing was not the only game in town this weekend. We had 4 big NBA playoff games on this Sunday afternoon. I'm going to start it out with the most important one. And I know all of them were important, but this one's an important one, and you'll find out why. The Phoenix Suns beat the Los Angeles Lakers today, 100-92. The series is tied at 2 games apiece. But the bad news for the Lakers is Anthony Davis left the game due to injury. He hyperextended his leg in Game 3, and then he aggravated the injury today in Game 4. Now, today in Game 4, Davis only had 6 points on 2 of 9 shooting for the Lakers. But what about the Phoenix Suns? The Phoenix Suns player Chris Paul said he had a meeting with his coach. He said start him. By golly, he got the start. He wasn't originally supposed to start, but I'll tell you what, the Suns were happy to have him start today because today for the Suns, all 5 of their starters were in double figures. Chris Paul, 18 points, 3 rebounds, 9 assists, 3 steals. What a day for the guy! What a day for a guy that wasn't even supposed to get the start. Devin Booker, 17 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal. He was a man today. Jay Crowder, 17 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. Nice. DeAndre Ayton, as far as I'm concerned, this is the real star of the game. 14 points, 17 rebounds, 2 steals, and 1 block. There's your star of the game right there. And Mikal Bridges, the former Michigan State star, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal. That's why the Suns won today, 100-92. But what about the Lakers? LeBron James literally had to carry the game by himself. 25 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, and 1 steal. But he did have a little bit of support off the bench. Mark Gasol, 12 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 3 blocks, but not enough. Kyle Kuzma, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. But what about the other Lakers big star, Dennis Schroeder? He only had 8 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists today. Now, Game 5 of this series between the Lakers and the Suns is on Tuesday night. And if Anthony Davis is a no-go for that game, the Lakers are in trouble. If they go down 3-2, you can almost say lights out for the defending world champs. The Miami Heat have already gone bye-bye because they got swept by the Milwaukee Bucks. I have not forgotten about that. With the Bucks out, with the Heat out, and if the Lakers go out, would it be something if you see the 2 teams that faced off in last year's NBA Finals go out in the first round? I think it's going to be funny. I think it's going to be pretty downright hilarious. And it's a beautiful thing. And I'm not complaining. Now, the Atlanta Hawks have put the New York Knicks on the brink of elimination. The Hawks beat the Knicks today, 113-96. Trae Young, the star of the game, 27 points, 9 assists. John Collins, 22 points, 8 huge rebounds in that game. Clint Capella, 10 points, 15 rebounds, 2 assists. A double-double for him today. Daniel Gallinari, 21 points, 4 rebounds off the bench. Keep that in mind. And Bogdan Bogdanovic, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. What a day for the Hawks in Atlanta. And for the New York Knicks, Julius Randle, 23 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals. A double-double and a losing effort. I hate that. R.J. Barrett, the former UNC star, 21 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. Not enough. Derrick Rose, 18 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists. Trae Young has been a beast throughout the series so far. And I'll tell you what, if the Hawks knock out the Knicks, I said the Hawks would knock off the Knicks in a minor upset. If they win Game 5, that prediction is going to be solid. Trae Young has been a beast all series long. Everybody knows it. And the truth is this. The Hawks have really proven something to me. You got Trae Young. He's got great support from John Collins and Clint Capella. Capella, 10 points, 15 rebounds, a double-double today. And he's got great support from his bench. If the Hawks beat the Knicks in Game 5, lights out. It was unbelievable what I saw today. I watched a little bit of that game, and it was something to think about today. But Julius Randle having a double-double in a losing effort, the Knicks have got to find some way to get back into this series, or it's lights out. And also, too, if you think about it, in the Omni, I don't know what they're – wait a minute. It is the State Farm Center. I had to kind of find that out the other day. The name of the Hawks Arena is the State Farm Center. If I called it the Omni, I apologize, but I was kind of going old-fashioned. That's what I was raised up on from the old days of watching the NWA on TBS. My apologies there. The Hawks are hot. Can they stay red hot for Game 5 and knock out the Knicks? We'll have to wait and see. Now, let's move on. The Brooklyn Nets have put the Boston Celtics on the brink of elimination after a 141-126 victory today. The big three, of course, for the Brooklyn Nets, you know them. Kevin Durant, 42 huge points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks. Kyrie Irving, a double-double for him today. 39 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. He was a beast today. But what did James Harden do? Oh, let me see. Oh, he only had a measly 23 points, 5 rebounds, 18 huge assists, 2 steals, 3 blocks. I'm sorry, Nets fans. I just had to do that. I'm just kidding. The big three have put the Celtics on the brink of elimination. But for the Celtics today, Jason Tatum, 40.7 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks. Marcus Smart, 16 points, 6 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 steals. Evan Fournier, 16 points, 2 assists, 1 steal. Now, the Nets beat the Celtics today. And basically, the Celtics fans basically gave Kyrie Irving the New York Yankees treatment by booing him out of the building. But there was a Celtics fan that got arrested for throwing a water bottle at Kyrie Irving after the game. This is the fourth or fifth incident that we have had where fans have gotten involved with the players in a way they're not supposed to. I'm going to address that again here in just a second. But first things first, I got the last game to talk about. And it's very simple. The Los Angeles Clippers beat the Dallas Mavericks today, 106-81, and the series is tied at 2-2. That was a game that was the reason why I was late coming on the air tonight after what happened today. Kawhi Leonard, 29 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. What a game for him. But he had some support from Paul George, 20 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists. And for the Dallas Mavericks, Luka Doncic, 19 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal. Kristaps Porzingis, he only had 18 points, 5 rebounds today. Now the Clippers and Leonard and George did their part today. If they would have gone down 3-1 to the Mavericks would have taken the series. There's no doubt in my mind. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are their big two, or the big two for the Clippers. They got the job done today. It was a great day. The series, we have Game 5 coming up on Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm not sure which one, but I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to tell you something. The NBA playoffs this year have been something to write home about. But there are a few things I do want to talk about before I move on. I got to go back to my notes from earlier this week. This is the fourth incident that we've had fans get involved. And I mean, it's ridiculous. It's the fourth time we've had fans get involved with players out on the court. Let's go back to game 2 between the Knicks and the Hawks for a second. A New York Knicks fan got banned from MSG for spitting on Trae Young. How horrible is that? And then no more than just a few hours later, in that series, it was just absolutely sad. And here's a bad part about this whole thing. I think it was the Washington series. I'll have to find it. Look over my notes. No, it's not here. I know I got those notes somewhere. Nah, I forgot. I'm not going to worry about it. Brad, here's the thing. Russell Westbrook, after he got hurt in the 76ers Nets game the other night, a fan threw a bucket of popcorn on him. How ridiculous is that? And then 3 Utah Jazz fans got barred for shouting racial slurs at John Morant's parents. And then today, a Celtics fan gets arrested for throwing a bottle at Kyrie Irving. The Celtics fan faces a lifetime ban from TD Garden. And all I got to say is good. I hope he gets arrested and gets prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Now, there's been a fan already. The fan that threw the bucket of popcorn at Russell Westbrook after his injury, he's been barred from the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia indefinitely. And I think he got his season tickets revoked. And then the guy who spit on Trae Young, he got thrown out of MSG. I think he's been barred from there. And then the 3 Jazz fans. Come on. This is the NBA playoffs. Can we please stick to basketball? We don't need any of this extracurricular crap on the fans. There's no reason for it. Grow up. Okay, if your team loses, move on. I know it's the playoffs. I understand. And I know Kyrie went to Brooklyn. He basically did his version of a Babe Ruth. But he got the New York Yankees treatment from the Celtics fans today. I know it sounds crazy. But, when you're coming from leaving Boston to go to New York or go to Brooklyn in the NBA, you're going to get treated like a bad guy. I know how it works. But do you really need to throw a water bottle at somebody? I'm glad that Celtics fan got arrested today. And I mean, Kyrie, he exploded for 39 points, 11 rebounds today. That was the best part of it. And that's the part that stuck out to me. And a great day and a great game it was. The Nets have the Celtics on the brink of elimination. And they could put them away in Game 5. That's all that matters. Let's move on. Can you believe there was actually some Major League Baseball this weekend worth talking about? The San Francisco Giants took 3 out of 4 from the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Giants took today's game 5-4. For the series for the Giants, think about this. Evan Longoria, he was 5 for 15, a double, 3 runs, 2 home runs, 6 big RBIs, and 3 strikeouts for the whole series. Brandon Crawford, he was 3 for 11. Nice weekend for him. 3 runs, 2 doubles, 2 walks, but he did strike out 3 times, unfortunately. Buster Posey, he was 2 for 9 with a double, a home run, 3 RBIs, 3 walks, but he did strike out 3 times. Mike Yastrzemski, he's part of the Yastrzemski family. I think he's Carl Yastrzemski's father or grandfather. I'm not sure which one. But anyway, he was 3 for 13 with 2 doubles, an RBI. He did walk 4 times, and he did strike out once. That's why the Giants took 3 of 4 from the Dodgers. And let's think about this one for a minute. For the Los Angeles Dodgers, Max Muncy, Mr. Highlight, 4 for 16 with 3 runs, a double, 3 home runs, 4 RBIs, a walk, but he did strike out 4 times. Mookie Betts did not play the whole series. He was only 1 for 9 with he only had a triple, but he did have a walk, but he struck out once. Justin Turner, a highlight for him, 5 for 15 with 3 runs, a double, a home run, 3 RBIs, but he did strike out twice. Chris Taylor, 2 for 13 with an RBI, a walk, He struck out 6 times. Ouch. That hurts. The Giants are in a battle with the San Diego Padres for the best record in baseball. Can you believe it? The best record? The Padres did take 2 out of 3 from the Astros. I'll get to that in a second. But the Giants did take 3 of 4 from the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium. Keep that in mind. What a great weekend that was. Kershaw lost the game today. He gave up 5 earned runs in the Giants' 5-4 victory over LA. In the Giants' victory over the Dodgers today. That was bad. The battle for the best record in baseball is heating up. Forget about the best record in the National League and the American League. The best record in baseball is up for grabs. That's what I'm thinking about right now. And everybody knows it. That's the truth. Doesn't matter. All right. Let's talk about that huge series between the Padres and the Astros. The Padres did take 2 of 3 from them. And let's think about this for a minute. How did they do it? Well, they won 2 big extra inning games. The Padres did. And Houston did win today. I'll keep that in mind. Jake Cronenworth, 3 for 10, 4 runs, a double, 1 RBI. He did have 2 walks. Did not strike out at all. Fernando Tatis Jr., Mr. Highlight Reel, Mr. $340 million, 3 for 12, 3 runs, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, 2 walks, but unfortunately, he struck out 5 times. Eric Hosmer, he did not play the whole series. He was 2 for 9 with 2 runs and RBI, and he only struck out once. Nice going, Eric. Manny Machado, 3 for 10 with 2 doubles, 2 RBIs. He did have 2 walks, but he did strike out 4 times. He was actually the DH in the game on Friday night. I got to see that game. Because in the Mets of the Braves series, that whole series was a washout. Now I'll get to that here in a minute. For the Houston Astros, Carlos Correa, he did not play the whole series. Actually, he did play the whole series. He was 3 for 6, 2 runs, a double, a home run, 3 RBIs, 5 walks. He struck out twice. Kyle Tucker, I'm not going to give him any love anymore anytime soon. He was 1 for 10, but he did have 2 runs, a home run, and 3 RBIs. That one hit was a home run, and he did strike out once. Alex Bregman, 1 for 12, 2 runs, 2 RBIs, 4 walks. He struck out twice. And Jose Altuve, 2 for 14, 2 runs, a walk. He struck out 4 times. The Padres and the Giants are going to forget about the National League West. The Giants and the Padres, at the rate they're going right now, they're going to be battling out for the best record in baseball. But don't forget about the Chicago White Sox. I was going to say don't forget about the New York Yankees. They got swept by the Tigers over the weekend. That's pretty bad. I will say this for sure. The Giants and the Padres are going to battle it out for the best record in Major League Baseball. And that's all I'm going to say about that here this evening. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for my closing thoughts. As we get ready to observe Memorial Day, take the time to remember the soldiers who never came home, who gave the ultimate sacrifice for our freedoms over this weekend. I got family currently serving. I got a brother who's a colonel in the Air Force. I haven't seen him in years. I think about him every day. And I'll tell you this, it doesn't get any easier. When a family loses a loved one in the United States military, I saw a story tonight, right before the green flag to tonight's World 600, where President Bush paid special tribute to a soldier who did not make it home. He was killed by a roadside bomb, protecting his brigade. As we observe this Memorial Day, think of the soldiers who've given the ultimate sacrifice for the freedoms that we have here in the United States. Memorial Day to me, to a lot of people here think it's a 3-day weekend. There's a special observance to it. I thought about the families that did last night before I went to bed. I thought about some of those families who lost loved ones. It's not easy when a soldier loses a family member. As we get ready to observe this Memorial Day, pray for those families who've lost loved ones, who fought for our freedoms and have lost their lives doing so. God bless the United States. I just want to say to you guys, thank you guys so much. And I want to thank those men and women who gave their all. And my families, and to those families who have lost loved ones, my prayers go out to you on this night. All right, folks, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. I want to thank you guys so much for being with me here tonight. I will be back here this coming Friday at 12 noon for the weekend kickoff show. And with the weekend wrap up at about 11:30 or midnight, I haven't decided yet. And I just want to thank you guys for being with me here on this Memorial Day weekend. You guys have a great rest of your holiday weekend. Thank you so much for being with me, and God bless. Good night, everybody, and I thank you, and God bless America.